Great shot, a wonderful goal by Thompson.
The ecstasy which preceded the agony of defeat. Desolate and inconsolable Bolton, runners-up in the Coca-Cola Cup final last season. The long and winding road to Wembley 12 months ago took them over the Pennines to Bramall Lane.
And Patalainen is in here.
Favourites or underdogs at Leicester tonight? There's not a lot in it. Ian Nolan on the spot. 2 seasons ago, Tranmere almost completed the journey to Wembley. It was a cruel semi-finale.
Tranmere's dream ends tragically in defeat.
Their talk of the town at the moment is 19-year-old Ian Moore. The youngster has been let loose to partner John Aldridge and Gary Bennett this season, and he's really cut loose 6 times in the last 5 games. Birmingham City and their extrovert manager Barry Fry are back at Prenton Park for tonight's 3rd round replay.
We don't know any other way to play but to come here and attack Tranmere, and they've got a lot of quality in their side and they've done very, very well over the years in cup competitions as well as the league, getting in the playoffs the last 3 years on the trot. So it'll be a very difficult game for us, but one we want to win because we want to be in the out as well.
Good evening and welcome to a programme which is even livelier than Barry Fry's antics up and down the touchline. We'll have all the goals from all the replays. Well, Jim's sitting comfortably, so we can begin. With 2 clubs who changed divisions last season. Leicester City, winners of the League Cup back in '64, before the final moved to Wembley. Against Bolton, now the Premiership. Alan Parry.
It's a night when these Leicester City fans must almost be wishing that their team was playing away. No club in the country has a better away record than Leicester, but here at Filbert Street, it's a different story. Just 2 wins from 7 games. However, confidence is high following their superb performance at West Brom on Sunday, and Mark McGee, not surprisingly, has named an unchanged team. That means a home debut tonight for Zeljko Kalac, Leicester's new goalkeeper, who gave a rather nervy performance at West Brom, but Mark McGee has faith that this giant of a man will become a giant success. Bolton Wanderers are finding it hard to adjust to their new life in the Premiership. They're 3rd from bottom and have lost all 6 away games. But they come to life in cup ties, and in recent seasons they've beaten Liverpool, Everton, Arsenal, Aston Villa and West Ham. Bolton make one change. Dutchman Richard Schneekers returning after suspension. He'll play in a 5-man midfield. The referee is David Ellery from Harrow, and the winners tonight will be away to Norwich City in the next round. So Leicester get us away then against last season's beaten finalists in this competition. Bolton Wanderers in the white shirts, straight onto the defensive here, but winning the ball back and playing with this 5-man midfield tonight, which is a new system for them. Serchik, their new signing, moving forward. And the man he tried to release then, John McGinley, will be the only recognised forward in this Bolton formation. Harry Parker in possession for Leicester. What a marvellous game he had on Sunday against West Brom. Really controlled things to the middle of midfield. Rolling, the Frenchman. And Whitlow, who overcame an injury to play here tonight. The long ball forward by Colin Hill. Run back by Goodney Bergson, the former Tottenham player. And McAnespie with the clearance into the Leicester half, which gives the home team the first throw-in. Clough. Serchik. It's all a bit tight there in the centre. Serchik's found a bit of room though, and found Schneekers' danger here. There's a good block challenge by Carey.
Yes, this was their first penetrative move really, Bolton, and it wasn't a bad effort.
Good ball for Lowe, but Bergson will get there ahead of him. What's he going to do now, though? He got out of jail nicely. He's still injured by the looks of it as Lee played him back in. Now Serchik. And good persistence by Leicester. They've won it back here, but Lowe just ran out of room to make a telling cross. But They hustle and hassle Bolton in their own corner of the field, and there's a dangerous ball. Phillips knocking it clear. Cormac tries another shot. You get the feeling they're going to warm to this guy at Leicester City. He can hit the ball.
Well, he certainly doesn't mind a shot, does Carmark, and he gets a lot of them on or about the target.
Good play by Taylor. This is Robin. Roberts near the penalty spot. You look for him. And Bolton survived for the moment, but Taylor doing well again to hassle the defender, Phillips, who turned out of danger very impressively. McGinley beaten to it by Carey. Parker. Good ball for Robbins. Chance here. Good save. Brannigan has been in absolutely outstanding form in recent games for Bolton, and he's made another fine save.
Well, you could argue that Brannigan's kept Bolton in this game. A magnificent ball by Gary Parker. Again, good turn and shot by Robbins.
And Phillips begins to build from the back again now for Bolton. Stubbs in midfield. It's a good little ball to release McAnespie on the right. Serchik in support. He took his eye off the ball at the worst moment, and Rolling has robbed him of it. Now Parker, great ball. Robbins. Storming run being made by Taylor down the right, and he feeds it to him. It was a very good tackle by Snakers. Otherwise, Leicester would have been in front, surely.
Yeah, Robbins plays a good ball in here, and you have to give full marks to Snakers. That was a good tackle.
Excellent ball. Parker out to Whitlow on the left. Whoops. Not sure Rolling intended that, and he's lost it now anyway to Lee. McGinley with a back heeler. Serchik. Snakers finding Thompson. But once he gets it onto his left, there's danger, and Callat's dealt with that not very impressively.
Oh dear, oh dear. He is a dangerous customer, Thompson. There's no question about that. In, out, good shot, not too convincing. Not by the big Spider-Man.
And Thompson signals his intent for the corner. A doubtless well-rehearsed set piece. The goalkeeper decided to stay on his line this time, and they've got another corner out of it. Carey's clearance. Flicked over his head that time, and he just about fingertipped it away, and McGinley has turned it in, and Bolton have taken the lead in the 39th minute. And Callat, again, really has to confess to being partly to blame for that one, I'm afraid. And John McGinley, the ace predator, strikes again.
Well, I don't think there's any question about Callet's not being guilty. I mean, again, he's gone walkabout again, hasn't he? He's all over the place.
Parker is the Leicester player over the ball. Cormac might fancy a crack at this as well. We've seen the power of his shooting already in his short Leicester career. It looks like the captain, though, and it is Parker, and it's hit the wall. Oh, and it's hit the post. Well, Carey, Robbins, Parker, all close. And in fact, that's the end of the first half, and it was a half that Leicester City dominated in terms of possession, but amazingly, they go in one goal behind. Callat's mistake leading to McGinley's simple goal, and with a five-man midfield here, Leicester City know they've got to get through a lot of bodies to get back on level terms in this game. Half-time score, Leicester City 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. So Bolton get the second half underway. Their only away success this season came in this competition against second division Brentford in the previous round. They've lost all 6 of their matches away from home in the Premiership. They've taken some heavy beatings as well, conceding 3 goals at Manchester United, Nottingham Forest and Wimbledon, and 5 at Liverpool. But this is a different prospect tonight as a cup tie, and Leicester will know how difficult it's going to be for them just to get level again. Mark back to Hill, and the pattern already the same as the first half, with Leicester having the possession, but they've got to hurt Bolton more. Sometimes you almost feel they're passing the ball for the sake of it rather than getting it into the danger areas. It's good to watch. They've got to get some penetration. Now Taylor, the man who's most likely to, I think, and he finds Robbins, and that's penetration for you. That's a goal, and a superb one at that. Mark Robbins, the scorer. 4 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, it was a great ball forward from defence, and this is carried on. Robbins takes it well, doesn't he? Good control, good strike.
Mark Robbins' 7th goal of the season, Jim.
Yeah, the ball, lovely, good control that, good strike.
Parker. It's a good ball. Whitlow. Lowe. Useful cross by Lowe. Taylor on the end of it. Hustled out of possession. But Leicester still threatening with Parker now. Glorious ball, but Robbins is offside. It wouldn't have counted anyway. But Robbins got himself into an excellent position.
He did. It was a glorious little chip as well by Gary Parker, wasn't it? Robbins read it all the way. Great move.
Bolton counter-attack. McGinley chasing Whitlow. That was a Grayson rather. That was a confident clearance. Straight back to the goalkeeper, who has, however, sliced it straight to McAnespie. Serchik. Lee. Now McAnespie straight at Rolling. Patterson, who will be tigerish there in the middle of the field, already buzzing around. Snakers gets it back. Good effort, and it's gone in. Snakers has regained the lead for Bolton, and sorry to say, Callatz has to take some of the blame again. Probably most of it, I'm afraid. And the Australian goalkeeper is having a nightmare introduction to English football.
Well, the ball came off the referee, and there's not much else you can say about it, really. I think the Leicester players know the situation. Snakers has got the ball, it's fine, it's not a bad shot. You would expect your goalkeeper to save that.
Mark McGee must be as disappointed as Callatz himself that the big Aussie has made those errors. Taylor going in hard, but Bolton getting the breaks at the moment. Patterson. Good tackle again from Grayson. And Lowe has it. Parker. And he kept possession well. Roberts in the middle. And there's his header! It's 2-2. To Leicester City's rescue again, his 8th goal of the season.
Well, again, a lovely move by Leicester. Great football. Ian Roberts, super header. This is Ian Roberts at his most dangerous, when he's coming in on a ball like this. Lovely header, well taken, keeper no chance.
The goal came in the 65th minute, and the big Welshman has given a semblance of respectability to the scoreline again for Leicester.
The problem is the crowd are singing "You're Not Singing Anymore," but they should really be singing 2-0, 2-0.
So Leicester, having had to twice fight back from the deficit, can now start thinking about winning the match again. It's got the crowd brought back to life again, that goal. Searching. Oh, it's a good run by the new former Yugoslav international, finding Thompson. Good play by Thompson, brilliant work from Thompson. In the end, he just didn't have room to make the cross.
He didn't test our man, the Spider-Man.
Roberts finding Taylor, who did brilliantly on Roberts' goal with the cross. Parker. Good ball, good running from Robbins. First time cross, Taylor's in there! A lot of the crowd in front of us thought that one had gone in, and it was very, very close. Bright, quick thinking again by this excellent player, Scott Taylor.
Well, we actually thought this had gone in. This is a good cross from Robbins. And Taylor really meets it well, beats the keeper, all ends up.
Addison's given it away to Hill. Now Parker. Schneeker's winning it back for Bolton. Searching. What's a great run. And he's got Schneeker's up in support. How unlucky can you get? Almost his first goal in English football. At the end of a brilliant run, the post denied him.
It's a real class bit of football, and you have to say that he was very unlucky. That was good play.
International for Yugoslavia he was. Still only 23. And it looks like they got a good buy.
Well, he must have played for Yugoslavia when he was 14.
Doesn't look 23, does it? Here goes McGinley. Thompson's cross, and Rolling scoops it away. Corner. Anxious moments on the benches, but at least McFarlane sees his side going forward. They have a corner. And the keeper has missed it again. Turned back in, and it's a goal. A tremendous shot. And he's done it this time, Searching. So unlucky moments ago, and the post denied him. Now poor Kalats is beaten again. Having made the initial mistake in not getting the ball away, Searching punished him with a tremendous shot.
Well, you can half excuse Kalat here because he's come out for the ball, he's missed it, just got a touch to it, but what a rasping effort this is. I mean, whatever happens, you've got to say that's a great goal coming up here. You can't really blame Kalat. He might have got the ball, but look at that for an effort. Oh dear.
Lee. Bolton with their tails up again now. Macanesby for them. Good ball to McGinley. And Kalat's only just got down to keep that
one out. Yes, confident little move this by Bolton. They think probably now they've scored 3, it may be their night.
Lowe beaten to the header. And Green doing well to keep possession. It's all over. And the team third from bottom of the Premiership have beaten the team second from the top of Division 1. Handshakes for Roy McFarlane, back again in the Midlands after 25 years as a player, coach and manager of Derby County. It'll give him great pleasure to come back and beat Leicester City here. And the saddest figure on the ground tonight is young Zelko Kalats, the new Australian international goalkeeper of Leicester City, who I'm afraid to say was really the man responsible for helping Bolton towards this victory. The winning goal scored by Serchik. Leicester dominated possession, but the mistakes at the other end cost them very, very dearly. Leicester 2, Bolton 3.
I mean, if it had been that old cliche, if it had been a boxing match, it would have stopped a long time ago. As far as I'm concerned, we've absolutely annihilated Bolton. I mean, in every sense, passing, tackling, everything. I thought we were streaks ahead of Bolton. And
I think to come to a place like Leicester and get a 3-2 win just shows you the character in our team. We have ability, and it's not been going anything great this season, but we'll stick at it and we will survive.
Tell you what, Jim, we saw the 90 minutes there. They were jolly lucky to survive tonight.
Extremely so. It was a smash and grab job away from home for Bolton tonight. I mean, Leicester could have had it won by half-time. I thought Keith Brannigan was in outstanding form this evening.
I was going to say, if it wasn't for Keith Brannigan, they probably would have lost it by half-time.
Well, that's right. All season he's been playing extremely well. I mean, recently against Arsenal, he was in superb form to keep them out. Bolton had a great win on that night. And again this evening, everything that came at him early on, he got behind. I mean, some of the Bolton defending tonight left a lot to be desired. There were some amazing holes in the defence, and yet Brannigan's concentration was good. I think all aspects of his game are up there. And I've been saying for quite a while now, Elton, that I feel he should be included in some of the Republic of Ireland squads. He played in the B International last season, didn't let anybody down. And I think Jack Charlton would do well to call him up, give him a bit of experience in case anything goes wrong with Alan Kelly and Packy Bonner.
I'm not the tallest of keepers, but I think we've seen the tallest in the league as well tonight, haven't we? Leicester's new goalkeeper, Zeljko Kalac, the current Australian #1. He cost them £670,000. His home debut tonight, 6'7", and yet he couldn't handle crosses.
He had a disaster tonight. I mean, he had an absolute nightmare. I mean, everything that came at him tonight, he didn't look comfortable with. Even early on in the game, he didn't deal with the shot very well. And for Bolton's first goal, it's flicked on by Chris Fairclough. Now, he's 6'7". You're thinking jump, at least, and you're going to get your hand to it. He doesn't. It falls to McGinley, puts it in. And when Snakers hits this basically goes right through him. It did dip as it got to him, but still, he's taken his eye off it and allowed it past him. And then for Serchik, for his goal, keeper comes for the corner, completely misses it. And although he did get a hand to it, I mean, it's just dreadful goalkeeping all night long. Terrible. And, I mean, that says it all, doesn't it?
Just a quick word on Sasa Serchik, who scored the third goal there. He did more than that. He doesn't look 23, but he looks complete.
I was impressed with him. I mean, he's like a Makateer in a way. He loves to get forward, and once he gets on the ball, he's very cool, rides tackles well, he's composed, and he's very direct. And when he gets into the positions, he doesn't hold back, he can hit them. And he was so unlucky not to get on the score sheet before he actually did in the game. He's looking good. OK, a very useful acquisition. Right, on to Prenton Park now. Tranmere Rovers against Birmingham City, who also won the League Cup before the competition moved to Wembley. Surprisingly, for a big city club, it's their only major achievement way back in 1963. Commentator tonight, John Helm.
It's a glorious night for football, and there's an expectant crowd here at Prenton Park, high on hopes after the 5-1 demolition of Derby on Saturday. And there's huge expectation of newest scoring sensation Ian Moore, who's even been outscoring and upstaging John Aldridge recently. That takes some doing. This England under-18 cap presented to him tonight by Chairman Frank Thorpe looks like being the first of many honours due to come his way. Moore will be at number 10 in this unchanged Rovers lineup. There's plenty of pace, plenty of movement, and three strikers in Aldridge, Moore and Gary Bennett keen to be on the end of everything. Another local boy, Mark Ward, could well be the subject of a Tranmere bid in the near future, but for now he's a key member of Birmingham's midfield, returning tonight in place of Ricky Otto. Otto's on the bench, and the other change to the side that drew that explosive encounter with Millwall on Saturday sees Irish international Liam Daish take over from the suspended Gary Cooper. Our referee tonight comes from Knaresborough in Yorkshire. He is Kevin Lynch. There's a cheerful man, Barry Fry. You don't see him sitting in the dugout much tonight. He tends to be on his feet half the time, especially when Birmingham score goals. And by the way, he has sent a letter apologising to Mick McCarthy, his Millwall counterpart, for the trouble at St Andrews on Saturday. We have to have a result tonight. This is one of those competitions, by the way, where away goals do not count double now. So if the scores are level after 90 minutes, we'll have 30 minutes of extra time And then if the scores are still level, it will be a penalty shootout. Away goals do not count double. Well, John King has seen it all before. They've had so many glorious nights here at Prenton Park, especially in cup competitions, and he's hoping for the best. That's all you can do from there. There's a little nudge there by Jed Brannan. And so free kick is awarded Castle's way. Powerful player, Steve Castle. They signed in Birmingham in the summer from Plymouth Argyle. And he scored a terrific goal with a header on Saturday against Millwall. Well, they've several options at this free kick. Hunt takes many of them, but he's leaving this one. Ward looks interested in it. It will be Ward, and it's through all the way to Danny Coyne in goal, who smothers it. Useful try, though, from little Mark Ward. A good thump of the football. This pierced the wall all the way through to Coyne. Foul on Castle, given against McGreelan. And it's created space for Ward here. He's not afraid to have a try, and that's the second time already that Mark Ward has hit the target, so he's got his sights well set now. And it was a quickly played free kick that released Mark Ward into that shooting position. Thomas this time. Floats it in well. Nevin able to take it down. And the move will advance via the boot of Gary Stevens. It's a decent cross in, and they claim a penalty. Birmingham managed to scramble the ball away as the Tranmere arms were raised very optimistically, and Birmingham come at them now with Claridge. And he goes again. Excellent tackle, Sean Teal. Good ball too, Aldridge, and it's 3 against 2 here. Aldridge through to Moore. Knocks it back in. Here's Aldridge down in the area, no foul, and Aldridge doesn't claim one, and everybody in the ground knew it wasn't one. Nice little link-up, but just a little bit earlier, when Stevens played that ball in, Tranmere arms were raised for some reason, and I think they thought it may have been a handball, but it clearly wasn't. Ward floats a good-looking ball across the area. There's no real direction on the header of Castle. That's a shocking clearing kick from Coyne, but fortunately for him it found its way through to Nevin, but he's been rapidly dispossessed. Poole, clever chip into Claridge. Birmingham have still got plenty of players in here. Teal was calm, and it's Sean Teal who's the furthest forward. Brilliant ball! Here comes Ian Moore. What a chance this one is. Has he taken one touch too many? He has. Ian Moore must have appreciated the service from Sean Teal, though. It was beautifully weighted, the pass from Teal. And you fancied Moore, especially in his goal-scoring mood at the moment. 6 in his last 5 appearances, but just that one touch too many. What a ball from Sean Teal. That was quality. It sliced them open. That was the touch which betrayed him. Aldridge knows he can't play basketball. And he did apologise straight away. And by Tate. Poole, not bad ball either. Hunt with the header. Oh, what a miss here, surely. Oh. Well, how did Rushveld not score his first goal in English football there? Miraculous escape for Tranmere Rovers after this horrendous mistake in defence. The ball was flicked on by Hunt, and then as McGreal ducked under it, it really confused his own goalkeeper. And it's Tony Thomas who gets his body in the way to make it a corner rather than a goal for Siggy Rushfeldt. Well, that's the major talking point of the half. What confusion between McGreal and Coyne. That would have been a real blow for Tranmere. Birmingham still have chances. Hunt. A lot of bodies in there, and the flick through, and Coyne makes his catch under the gaze of Liam Dash. A heart-stopping moment for the young Welsh goalkeeper, Danny Coyne. But what were McGreal and Coyne thinking about here? The ball flicked on by Hunt, and then all of a sudden he seems to change his mind. That would have been one of those embarrassing what happened next. The decent ball, and here comes Aldridge, chance now, and he knocked it back, and more shot whipped in quickly, just goes over the top of that Birmingham crossbar. Nice little link up between Aldridge and Moore, though. The Sorcerer and the Apprentice here combining well. Little knock back from Aldridge, and Moore's very close. Bit too high when you look at it from that angle. It was neatly laid back into his path, though. Just got under it. Half-time at Prenton Park. Siggy Rushfeldt probably had the best opening. In fact, it looked simpler to score than miss. But somehow Thomas got his body in the way after confusion between Coyne and McGreal. Generally, Sean Teal has mastered an excellent Tranmere Rovers defence, however, and goals have looked as though they may well be scarce on this night. So at half-time, not surprisingly, it's 0-0.
Come on, you've got to play share up with the mustard.
Found it.
Certainly 45 minutes to go, maybe 75, who knows. Extra time a possibility this evening, penalties still a possibility. Remember, the sides drew 1-1 at St Andrews 2 weeks ago, and it's still 0-0 on this night. And in fairness, there weren't many chances created at either end in the first half. Here is Tate. Poole. And Tate again. And no back pass. Well, Barry Fry's very vocal, and he won't have hung back in his words to the team in the dressing room at half-time. He'll want them to get forward, I think, a little bit more. Hooked on by Hunt. Claridge, good header from him. Tate, a bit of room. Oh, and then he delivers the ball straight to Brannan, which was the last thing that Birmingham wanted, having just repelled one attack, and now they have to countenance Nevin. So cut out by Edwards. And they get away with it. It's a good turn by Tate. Up to Claridge, and with his socks rolled down as he does, he's so distinctive. Ward. Johnson into it, here's Rushfeldt, and Rushfeldt, what a goal! Siggy Rushfeldt signals his arrival in English football with a terrific header. He missed the chance in the first half, and you can see the delight on his face, and what about the look on Barry Fry's face? To be fair, Rushfeldt had a pretty awful first 45 minutes. He could do nothing right. And then in the first few minutes of the second half, he gets on to the end of that cross. A simple nod of the head, and the ball beats Danny Coyne into the Tranmere net. Birmingham have the lead from their new Norwegian international. Always a great moment when you score your first goal in English football, and that moment has just been enjoyed by Siggy Rushfeldt. Well, it's put a pep into the step of Rushfeldt. Here he goes again. And I really do think that Barry Fry will have had a word with him at half-time and said something about, you've really got to get into the game, you've got to adjust to this English pace. And he's trying to do that, to be fair. Here's another cross for him. Oh, he was close to number 2. Still here for Castle. Didn't quite get his cross in that time. That looked a good chance for Rushfeldt to have a second goal immediately. Thomas this time whips it across into plenty of space where it's picked up and taken on by Moore. Slipped wide here. What a great cross, however, from Stevens. Siggy Rushfeldt, 1 goal already, and then within 2 minutes it looked as though he was going to get on the end of another cross. It was just beyond him. Straight up in the air, and Bennett, Nevin, oh, very close, he's getting closer by the minute. Headed up in the air by Daish, Aldridge was underneath it, Bennett tucked it back, and Nevin did well to keep it down as well as that. Castle forward to Claridge. Looked as though that one might go out, but Claridge has worked effortlessly on Birmingham's behalf, and he's teed one up here, and Hunt might score. Good save. Very good save by Danny Coyne. That's the sort of stop that goalkeepers thrive on. They work hard in training. It might have got a deflection. Claridge working hard. Hunt coming in on it, gets a clean strike, and that's an excellent stop. Punched in the air by Coyne. Bennett the first to pursue the ball. And had the chance to set something in motion for Tranmere. And Birmingham have defended well tonight. Ian Rushfeldt's back there. In fact, only Claridge has been left anywhere near the halfway line. Nevin. McGreal, intelligent pass from him. Thomas's ball, it flicked away off the head of Daish. Tranmere still trying to master ranks here. Oh, a screamer of a shot from Gary Stevens that deserved better reward. Much appreciated too. Stevens has only ever struck 1 goal for Tranmere Rovers almost a year ago against Swindon, and this is how close he was to his second in the white shirt. Tranmere, of course, had that great run to the semi-finals 2 years ago when they were so unfortunate to be beaten by Aston Villa. The prize tonight is a place in the last 16 for the victors. Aldridge will still have the belief that it can be Tranmere. As every minute ticks by, Birmingham become more and more the favourites, thanks to Rushfeldt's goal. Claridge has done brilliantly here. There are plenty of people in the middle. And excellent stop from Coyne. Up to Aldridge. Hacked away that time by Johnson. Back it comes again from Teal. Fouled by Johnson, so Tranmere will have one last assault. A free kick for them. Nevin. Still Pat Nevin. Across it comes, here's the chance for Tranmere. Aldridge! It's a goal! Right on the whistle. It's no good protesting. As Birmingham's defence do, the master poacher, John Aldridge, carries the tie surely into extra time now. Glorious ball from Pat Nevin that sets it up. The header in, perfect for Aldridge. No complaint surely about offside, he couldn't possibly be. And right on the final whistle, I'm sure, Aldridge has scored for Tranmere Rovers and kept them alive. Well, the referee suddenly has found some time to add on here. And I suppose there was that injury to Daesh. Nevin, what a great ball it was from Nevin. Can Tranmere snatch it? Well, Daesh heads away. Mr. Lynch looks at the watch. It was extraordinary. Tranmere won in the 90 minutes. They were seemingly dead and buried. We have extra time at Prenton Park, and look at the fury there from Mark Ward, who beats the ball down into the ground. John Aldridge has rescued it for the time being for Tranmere Rovers, and we've got another 30 minutes for you. Rushfeldt's goal is not the only one on the night. Claridge, he whipped his socks off. And he goes, whips the ball in. Oh, great save! Fabulous save from Charler, is headed by Danny Coyne. Claridge did so well to pull that one across. Charler got the angle absolutely right, and Coyne got the save absolutely right. Deep cross, easily taken. Coyne's kept very well. It really was the two old stagers who rescued Tranmere there, Pat Nevin and John Aldridge, with a considerable assist from the youngster Ian Moore. Great header from him to set up Aldridge. Nevin, now they can really attack. It's still Pat Nevin here, and he'll go for the shot. Well, that's one of the greatest moments of the night. Deserved a goal. Wonderful strike from Pat Nevin, just clipping the angle. Perhaps a little lucky to get the ball in the first place, but from that moment on, it was masterful. Deserved a goal. Got the usual singing of Que Sera Sera. Going to Wembley. Oh, here's some intelligent work from Finnan. A little bit premature singing about Wembley in November. Well, I don't care, those Tranmere fans singing because they thought they were going to be rather gloomy a few minutes ago. Those of them who have left the ground and are down in the local now don't know what they're missing. Birmingham's throw. In here is Charlery, and again he's got the ball in for Claridge too. It's Charlery, and it's that combination of Claridge and Charlery that pays off for Barry Fry again. Well, all the hugging goes on the Birmingham bench, and they think they've done the job again. But all credit really here to Steve Claridge, who finds the space around McGreal to pull the ball back, and it presents Charlery with the opening he accepts. Jones was just hoping that ball would run through to him instead of making something happen. Now he might. He's the chance to play the one in here for Nevin. What did that come off? And why didn't that go in, says John Aldridge. Well, can Tranmere come any closer to a second equaliser? Lifted in by Thomas, breasted down by Jones, tucked back for Nevin. The keeper made the first stop, Aldridge sliced it wide. Thomas is forward, Nevin's on his outside. Thomas instead crosses in here. Oh, what a miss by Moore. I don't think you can believe he's in so much space and in an onside position. And he's found the net so regularly in recent weeks. And Ian Moore has a brilliant chance here to rescue Tranmere yet again. Get it all wrong. Jones wins it back. There's Branch in a good position to set something up again. They found Aldridge on the end of the move, but Bennett found the ball in his hands. Branch has done well since he's come on. He's put some good crosses in. That one was teed up for Aldridge. Skillful piece of play. It's allowed Brennan to make progress. Here's Jed Brennan. Oh, how unlucky can you be? Twice Bennett's been beaten. Twice they've smacked the uprights. And Jed Brennan cannot believe this. He's only got one goal this season. It came in the Coca-Cola Cup. That deserved to be a second for him. Just 5 minutes left. Birmingham leading 2-1. Claridge on the ball. And he's kidded McGreal here. Still here, Claridge. Otto now plays in the ball. And here's a third goal. And number 3 for Birmingham, number 2 for Charlery, and surely now they've done enough. Perfectly laid on for Charlery, Fry's delight. Birmingham's delight. The tie surely now is beyond Tranmere Rovers. Otto's inch-perfect cross, Ken Charlery's measured header, and it's past Danny Coyne, and Tranmere are on their way out. Nearly got through, instead of which Tate drags Birmingham clear again. Claridge to Otto, but Mr Lynch decides that's it. Barry Fry's boys go through. Applause from the manager for a job well done. Ken Charlery, the hero of the night, with 2 extra time goals after John Aldridge had hauled Tranmere back into the tie just before the 90th minute. In the end, though, Birmingham were too strong, and they are the ones who go through to the next round. After the final score at Clanton Park, the Tranmere Rovers 1, Birmingham City 3.
At half-time, the 3 sides warmed up all the way through, so got a good sweat on then. Bears was going to put me on before Ziggy scored, apparently, but then he scored. Back on all the coats and jackets, so I had to wait another 15 minutes.
We've got high-quality centre-forwards in there with Gary Bennett, Moore and Aldridge, really, and if they can cut out most of the supply that's going to those players, they've done very well, so we have to applaud them a little bit, because our quality, we usually take quite a few chances if they're presented to us. When it went to extra time, we actually managed to get a few more chances, but we didn't convert them. Hit the post a couple of times, but it's all if only.
I think you're in full agreement with Pat there, aren't you, that Birmingham made it so tough for Tranmere, in fact too tough for them.
Well, I watched Tranmere hammer Derby for 5 on Saturday, and Derby tried to play Tranmere at their own game, but Birmingham didn't tonight. Birmingham got behind the ball in great numbers, they were very resilient, organised, and they made it extremely difficult for Tranmere to try and get behind them. And most of Tranmere's best efforts, especially in the 90 minutes, came from outside the box. You can see so many Birmingham players in there again. Pat Nevin picks it up, can't quite keep it down, very unlucky as it turned out. And again, a Gary Stevens effort's coming up here again, but look in the box. Birmingham, so many players back there, trying to protect, trying not to give away anything. And again, Gary Stevens, well, he can't have hit this any better, inches over. And of course, Tranmere as well, through Nevin and Brannan, hit the woodwork in extra time. They were so unlucky from long-range efforts.
Credit to Birmingham City, 3 away goals, Jim, and you certainly wouldn't blame the goalkeeper in this particular case. Danny Coyne had a good game for
Danny
them in
Coyne
goal.
did very well tonight, but I think Johnny King will be a little disappointed with some of his defenders. I mean, for the first goal, Siggy Rushville scored. It's just a hopeful help into the box. It's just plonked in there, and he gets ahead of everybody else, reacts quicker, and it was a good header from, but again, the defender's a little slow to react. And here John McGreal doesn't get close enough to Claridge, allows him to pull it back, and Charlery on the near post is able to tuck it in. And for the third goal then in the second period of extra time, again Charlery gets between 2 defenders, times his run to perfection, comes in on it, and again Danny Coyne had no chance with that one.
We've made a lot of them. We have done in recent weeks a lot of Ian Moore, Ronnie Moore's son, he wasn't really firing on all cylinders tonight, but in fairness to him, I mean, he was carrying a calf injury.
Yeah,
he wasn't fully fit, was he?
No, I mean, he set up the goal for John Aldridge, but this ball from Sean Teal, who I thought was magnificent as well tonight, Teal's made a difference to him. His first touch, Moore's first touch is delightful. His second touch is just a little bit heavy, And it's probably been his quietest game for a while, actually, tonight. He didn't really get into it throughout. It's inevitable, though, isn't it, when a youngster comes into a side and he has a good run, as he has scored 6 goals in 5 games before tonight, he's bound to have an off night, whether he's got an injury or not. It happens, and in fact, Tranmere have a break now. The internationals are coming up next week, no game on the weekend. The rest, I'm sure, will do him a world of good. Yeah, of course, the next time we'll see them will be on the Granada match live a week on Sunday away to Leicester City, of all clubs. Well, what can you say about Bury other than, well, tough luck, chaps. It just wasn't meant to be at Elm Park. The sort of tie which really makes you believe in fate. Here's Mike Sadler.
From the outset a fortnight ago, the fates and the elements conspired against Bury. At a rain-drenched Elm Park, everything had started so well, with Phil Stant and Tony Rigby giving them a 2-goal lead. But then the ref decided they needed to replay the match, so last night they came prepared, whatever the weather.
We brought some pitchforks in any case, because he only had 2 the last time, so we should be okay.
Sadly, the third division club's luck hadn't changed. This time, no goals in the first half, but Trevor Matthewson and Chris Lucchetti got their wires crossed at the start of the second half to give the home side the luckiest of openers. No hint of luck, though, in Bury's equaliser. Tony Rigby's moment of outstanding skill belied the gap in divisions between the clubs. A brilliant 1-2. Bury certainly did enough to get something from the game, but on as a substitute to snatch a last-minute winner came Jimmy Quinn. Reports of angry exchanges in the players' tunnel sum up just how Bury felt about their night.
You don't always get what you deserve in football, and what the secret is to take it on the chin, bounce back and win the next match, which is what we fully intend to do on Saturday in the first round of the FA Cup.
Jim, you felt that 2 weeks ago it was almost inevitable after, being 2-0 up, rain stop play.
We said it then. I mean, I think everybody feels for Bury under the circumstances, and I still feel that they probably should have been allowed to restart the game, pick it up at the time it stopped last time with Bury 2-0 up.
Tony Rigby, who scored in the first game, a goal that didn't count, he scored one that counted tonight, and how, or last night rather, Letizia-like.
It was top drawer stuff. It's just rolled back to him, he's flicked it up himself, hammered it on the volley into the top corner. I mean, that's super goal scoring, magnificent.
Well, something you'll remember, but a result that they'll want to forget. Well, a reminder of the fourth round draw shortly, the revised version that is, but Bolton will play Norwich, who beat Bradford last night. John Helm.
And a giveaway, both sides are giving the ball away. Rather too much for their manager's liking, I'm sure. There's a chance here for Ward, there's a goal here for Ward. Ashley Ward, it was the simplest of goals for him. That's good play, and that's good play as well. Here's Tolson turning and getting a dig across here. Here's Showler, must be 1-1, perfectly created. What an easy finish for Paul Showler, and Bradford celebrate the equaliser they wanted. Well met by Mohan. And then sliced through here, and Ward, there are 2 of them. Surely Norwich must get a second here. It's gone to Ashley Ward, and Bradford torn apart again. Tommy Wright didn't get much service in the first half, wants a bit more in the second. Here's Ormond Royd now, 1-on-1. And Tommy Wright, and he'll pull it across here, and Tolson was coming in, and he's still in there. They flap it in, and it's hooked up the line, it's in now! It's Ormond Royd, it's 2-2. Concentration high on the agenda there for Brian Gunn. Liebird will knock one in here. Here's Ormond Royd, there's his header, and Gunn, and it's in! It's a goal for Tolson! 6 pulsating minutes left. Akinbaye, and the free kick. A penalty's given! A penalty for the challenge on Akinbaye by Jacobs. So, Robert Fleck can bring Norwich City back to life. This to make it 3-3. Oh, and Ward makes the save! And Bradford fans will believe that they're going through now. So Bradford still have some nerve-tingling moments to get through. Can they hold out? Here's the header in from Pryor. Oh, it's in! Or has the whistle? It's a goal for Norwich City, is it?
Ashley Ward has scored.
Ashley Ward has scored, and it is 3-3. 30 minutes to go here at Valley Parade. Bradford City 3, Norwich City 3. Unlike in some competitions, the away goals do not count double, but hang on, because Norwich might get another one here from Fleck. They have. Amazing in the first 20 seconds of extra time. Johnson. He's still here, Andy Johnson. This might be it. He's finished it now. Bradford distraught.
An extraordinary match with a Crewe product. Ashley Ward getting a hat-trick there for Norwich. Well, two of the third-round ties were resolved tonight. Firstly, Middlesbrough against Crystal Palace, and with a mounting injury list, and Juninho back with the boys from Brazil. A season's first for Brian Robson, his debut at the Riverside Stadium, where Middlesbrough are so far undefeated. Here's Roger Thames.
Morris up the line. Moreno. Robson. It's a good ball from the manager. Alan Moore in the space. Fjortoft in the middle. Here's Fjortoft, it's for Hignett. Excellent goal. Great Hignett. Defenders have gone forward. Walsh can't really get to it. That's come away off the woodwork. Pitcher's first effort from out wide. Fjortoft going to hold off his man and turn him as well, and he gets around him. Still with Fjortoft, that's good work. Fjortoft, he wanted that one himself, and he's got it. Moore just tucking that away. Robson for Moore. Can Barra finish it off with a bit of a flourish? There comes Moreno, and that's stayed out somehow.
Here's Goodman. Finds Emblem, knocks it in nicely there to Williams, and it's gone in from Emblem. Walsh playing it in, and Chapel will finally get it in there. It's Robinson who's turned it in. A real clutch of old gold shirts in that Charlton penalty area now, and it's driven in, and it's gone in there. Number 4, Mark Atkins.
Right, so some relief there for the beleaguered Wolves manager Graham Taylor. Let's check the revised fourth-round draw. Here's the full draw, but we'll just concentrate on our clubs. Norwich against Bolton, Leeds against Blackburn Rovers, and undoubtedly the pick of the round there, Liverpool will play Newcastle United. Now there is one result from the Premiership tonight. Rob Lee for Newcastle against Blackburn, which takes Newcastle 8 points clear now at the top of the Premier League. And in the Anglo-Italian Cup, Port Vale still haven't won at home this season. Success for Oldham. And in Group B, Stoke 1, Brescia 1. Right, well, news today, of course, of Everton's Duncan Ferguson will have to serve the remaining 11 games of his 12-match ban. The Scottish FA were unrelenting today, despite Ferguson's current incarceration at Ballerine Jail in Glasgow. He was originally in prison for 3 months, but he'll be released on the 22nd of this month, having completed half his sentence imposed for headbutting an opponent whilst he was playing for Rangers. Jim, do you think that they should have relented?
Yeah, I do.
But he's been punished enough?
I think so. I certainly don't condone what he did. I mean, headbutting can't be allowed on a football pitch, no way. But having said that, I mean, 3 months in jail, that should have been enough. And I felt the ban should have run concurrently with the jail sentence. I mean, he's released on the 22nd of November. He should be allowed to pick